Hey guys, Victoria Paxton here, My Psychic Life, My Psychic Wife. I wanted to film this so I could add a few things to this recording that you kind of didn't see when everything was going on. So first of all, we parked across the street in the little parking area, which you'll hear all about how it's all set up and everything later. And I put my reading glasses, they're similar to these. I put them in my back right pocket of my jeans, like I normally do when I film. I don't like to wear my glasses. Anyway, so we walked across the street, went over to the area, and did some filming. I spoke a little bit, communicated with some things, so on and so forth. Anyway, long story short, we were about to leave, and I went to pull my glasses out of my back pocket, and they weren't there. And I was like, that's weird, because, you know, they're jean pockets, and you would have thought they would have fallen out, I would have felt it, right? Well, we retraced every step that we took, because we didn't go within like a large area. It wasn't a huge area. It was a pretty small, even though the area is huge, we stayed within a small little area. And my glasses were nowhere to be seen. So, I don't know. And not to mention our camera was charged, and we started filming, and then the camera went dead. So, you know, I'm sure you know that spirits can drain batteries to gain energy. And what I was dealing with in this video, you'll see later, was pretty bad. The other thing I wanted to add that ended up happening is, at the beginning, I started getting this weird tingling sensation in my head. I'd never had it before, ever, and I've had a bunch of brain surgeries, and I'd never had this sensation before. I could not, for the life of me, figure out what was going on. Anyway, long story short, I get that tingling, we do the video, we're done, we walk across the street, load the car back up, and start heading home. We had been on the road all day, by the way. You'll see I look pretty horrible in the video, but we had been on the road driving from Pittsburgh back home to the DC area, and it stopped at this place in Morgantown, West Virginia. Anyway, so I get into the car, and I'm like, wow, my head is killing me. Like, all of a sudden I had a bad headache. And I do have a neurological disease that causes headaches, so that's not out of the ordinary. But excuse me. Excuse me. What was out of the ordinary was the tingling sensation, and then my head started hurting in the same location. It was a different headache than what I get with my neurological disease. It was completely different. Long story short, I dealt with it the whole ride home. That was Saturday. Yesterday was Saturday, 7 days later. And I woke up yesterday morning for the first time in 7 days without a headache. So that headache lingered for 7 days, and I'm here to tell you it wasn't like my normal headaches. So it had to have come from this thing that you'll see about later in the video. But yeah, I usually am very comfortable and don't have any problems in cemeteries. Like, I like cemeteries. They're calming, they're relaxing to me. Totally different feeling at this cemetery. When we first got there, you know, there was a show, I can't remember, one of those paranormal shows, I can't remember which one it was, but they went to Morgantown, and supposedly they were getting inundated with calls, and that the paranormal activity was really ramped up. Well, at first I'm like, oh, I don't even feel that, because even if I'm just in a vehicle driving through that town, I still feel things, you know, and I still get, you know, I still get information, right? We're driving through there, and I'm like, oh, this is nothing, you know, I don't feel anything. So we get across the street, go over to the trail, and I'm like, yeah, I don't feel that at all. Well, then I should have kept my mouth shut, because it was within probably 2 or 3 minutes that I got this overwhelming feeling that hundreds of people were looking at me and staring at me, and I could feel it. They were all around me. They were just spirits all around. And the sad thing is that the spirits weren't the problem. And you'll see as you continue to watch. But it was definitely I won't say scary, because I wasn't scared by any means. It was eerie. That place is really eerie, and I could see if we were to go there at night, like, it would be really bad, I'm sure, because it was really eerie in the daytime. In fact, my husband was scared. It was broad daylight, and he was kind of shaken up a little bit. And then as we confronted this entity that you're going to see later in the video, that's when things started to get kind of real. Like, this place had a lot of bad things there. So this part of Morgantown was definitely eerie. I won't say it was scary. The entity that I had to deal with was very scary. So I explained to my husband what this thing looked like from my mind's eye, what I could see, and he did like an amateur drawing of it, but it was really fluffy. It had almost like a hunchback, and it's like its head was here and it was like up to here. The back was like up to here, and it had these really long talons instead of hands. And these short legs and feet. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I did the best I could explaining it to him, and he did a great job trying to do a drawing for me. And the other thing is, you'll see later in the video, the entity that's at this place, at this location, has a lot of power and a lot of control, and it would take many different people and types of people. It would take shamans, it would take Reiki masters, it would take psychics, mediums, you name it. We would need many different people from many different walks of life to even try to get rid of this thing. It's not a he or a she, it's a thing, it's an it, like, it's a scary thing. So at some point, maybe I do want to go back there, but I want to go back there prepared, with the right people that could help me to get rid of this thing, because I do firmly believe that the people up and down the road where we were, there's a lot of townhouses and apartments and such, and it's right like behind and catty corner from West Virginia University. So my concern is that there are a lot of young people out there living off campus, living in these places, and I would be willing to bet that they've had issues, because I know this thing is attached to the land, to the area. There were supposedly, this area, it's a road, and there was supposedly, I don't know, people are saying there's proof somehow of satanic rituals being performed there and sacrifices and such. I didn't feel that when I first walked into the wooded area, to the path, but as we climbed the hill up to the cemetery, I could feel it strongly. And that's when, I felt like everybody was watching me. Like, the area was very congested. Congested, that's the right word. There were many spirits that I feel were being kept down by this thing. It was crazy, but I do want to go back there, and I do want to try to help those spirits that are stuck there. So when I first walked into the trail, I thought, piece of cake. It looked eerie as far as looking at everything. It was like eerie looking place, kind of scary looking. But I'm telling you, it didn't take very long until all of a sudden I could feel all the spirits around me. And it's sad that they're all being held back by this thing that needs to be gotten rid of. It controls, it's a pretty huge area back there, this road, and the wooded area, and then there's like a field, and then there's houses and condos and such. And I would love to hear if anybody knows anything about this road in this area. I would love to hear about it. I do want to try to contact West Virginia University, because they're doing testing back in there, natural resource testing, and I would like to contact them and see exactly, if they've had any experiences or not, and drive out there sometime and spend a weekend out there, because there's a lot of places out there that I would love to go check out. So anyway, I just wanted to add this in there and, explain a few things, and kind of give you like a little background, behind the scenes story. So yeah, so I lost those glasses, their history, had to get another pair. So yeah, I just wanted to explain all that to you with the background information and what I was feeling and some of the things that was, that was going on. But listen, sit back and enjoy the video. And if you have anything you want to tell me, let me know. You can also email me at victoriapaxton.psychic@gmail.com. Have a great day. Bye. Enjoy. Hi guys, Victoria Paxton here, my psychic life, my psychic wife. So we were in Pittsburgh this last week, and we were going to go to the Trans-Allegheny lunatic asylum in Weston, West Virginia, but plans fell through. So anyway, we're in Morgantown, and we did a little bit of research, and we found this street called West Run Road. It's like a mile away from WVU campus. Anyway, supposedly there have been satanic rituals and a bunch of stuff going on here, and it's supposedly really scary and eerie and all that. So anyway, we come up and there's a sign that says like this area, WVU does testing or something, natural resource testing. So anyway, we get out of the car. I don't feel like the satanic end of it, but I do feel like I'm being watched, like there's people everywhere. Yeah, so anyway, we forgot our microphones, so the volume might not, the sound quality might not be that great, but we're doing the best we can. But I do want to say that I have this really strange sensation in my head that I've never had before. I can honestly say I've never had this. I don't know, it's like a numbing, I don't know, it's like a pain but a numbing feeling. I don't know, it's kind of weird. But so we're just going to kind of walk around. There's a cemetery straight ahead up this hill, but I really just want to walk around because there's definitely like a lot here. I can feel it. Like I said, so far I don't feel the satanic end of it, but I definitely feel like there's a lot going on here. Like even before we actually got down here, I could feel there was like newer apartment complexes, but I could feel like there's a lot going on. But I think it's like, attached to the land, not the house, the new houses, or not the road, but like to the land. So maybe that's why. Maybe there have been satanic rituals here, and that's why I'm feeling this. I don't know yet. But so we're just going to take a walk around and see what's going on. But a lot of people were commenting that, coming into the wooded area here, it's creepy and eerie, and I can definitely feel that. Like, I definitely get it. I mean, like, this place would be perfect to come to at night, because you would get the daylight scared out of you. It's kind of eerie, because there's acorns or something falling off trees, and just all these random weird sounds, so I could see where your mind would play tricks with you, and it would be kind of eerie. And it does look eerie, even in the daytime it looks eerie. I mean, it does look kind of creepy, So we're going to go up here. There's a thing up here about WVU and what they're doing on the property. I would like to kind of see that. Yeah, it's kind of old. Not old. Odd, but the feeling I get in my feet when there's a body, I just had that back there. Okay, so this 100-acre property is primarily used to support the teaching, research, and service missions of the Davis College. Oh, Davis College. Under no circumstances will outside activities be allowed to interfere our mission. Use of the property is restricted to the existing trail system. Repeated violations will result in the loss of access privilege to this property. Yeah. Yeah, it is kind of creepy out here, and I do feel like I'm being watched big time. But I'm not connecting with a particular spirit. They're definitely here. I can feel it. Like, I can totally feel it.
They're watching us?
Well, definitely. I mean, I have that feeling that there's, tons of people around, and I can feel them, but I can't see them. which
what if you
sometimes happens.
touch a tree and see what?
Well, I'd rather do that up there.
Okay.
I'd rather go do that by the cemetery. So I think we're going to walk over to the cemetery, climb this gargantuan hill, and then we'll come back. Okay? So there's bodies everywhere. So there are these, sorry I'm out of breath, that was a heck of a hill. There are these flat markers down through here. They're kind of hard to see. I don't know if they'll show up on the camera. And you really can't even read any of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Turn it off for a minute. Hi guys, sorry about that. Our camera battery went completely dead. Not to mention I lost my glasses somewhere along the way. So we're just gonna wing it with my phone at this point. But so we're over here at the cemetery, and it's a really busy cemetery. And when I say really busy cemetery, I don't mean just the number of graves. I'm talking the number of spirits that are around. And I definitely feel evil. When I came up here, like, I definitely feel evil now. So I kind of get why people are saying that maybe there were sacrifices and rituals going on here, because it's like an overwhelming sense of dread and evil and so on. They were definitely right on the money about sacrifices and stuff going on here. Okay, I'm getting like, I'm getting a couple of things coming through. They're definitely not spirits. Oh yeah, they're definitely not spirits, and they're definitely not good, and they definitely don't like me being here. They don't like us being here. It's very threatening. Like, I wish I could imitate it, like this horrible voice, like almost just the voice alone. Yeah, now my nose is running. Yeah, this is definitely not good. My nose is literally like pouring, and that head feeling, that's what it is. It's, if I could imitate the voice of this thing. You see in movies and on TV, like the pits of hell and demons and evil things, but until you actually see them and hear them, you can't explain it. Like, it's just this horrible, growly, gnarly, deep, disgusting voice. And I'm being called just probably every name in the book. Oh yeah, very evil, making threats, telling me I need to get the F off this land. I don't have any business here. I don't have any idea what I would call it an it, what it's capable of. Yeah, I don't even have any sage with me. I don't have crystals. I don't have anything. Yeah, it's... Wow. Okay, so I've never seen this before, but I had this black thing and the horrible gnarly voice, and then it's almost like a bunch of things came up and attached to it, and it became like, oh yeah, it became a lot bigger, a lot uglier, a lot meaner. Major threats, and I think we're close to maybe where the rituals are done, because I just feel like, because he keeps talking about getting off his property, getting out of where I am and leaving. And the unfortunate thing is, there are a lot of spirits here that I feel like are being held down by this entity. This evil thing, whatever it is like holding these spirits back. And obviously the spirits are, they're afraid, right? This nasty thing has controlled this area. I'd be willing to bet that back up the road up here, there's, like I said, there's new apartment complexes, and I would be willing to bet that they feel a lot of this thing, whatever it is, because I know it's not just here, it's talking about its land, and it's, a vast area. It's not like it's just here at the cemetery, or just by, this tree, or, it's like a vast area. Like across the street, there's like a big open field, and then there's woods, and to the right, all those woods have been torn down, and there's apartments down there. And yeah, he definitely feels like this is his area, and that we're infringing on his area. And he's even talking about our car, which is funny. He made reference to our car and the other cars that are parked over there. We're parked across the street. There's like a driveway area where this empty field is, and there's two other vehicles parked there. Nobody's around them. I don't know what they're doing, but yeah, he's even talking about our car and where we're parked, and that's his area, that's his property, that's his dwelling. Yeah, this I'm telling you, I can just feel so many, so many spirits that are being held down here, which is really sad. The majority of these grave sites are old, and they're being held back by this thing. And I don't think it wouldn't be very easy to get rid of this thing. He's really powerful. It's almost like, it's kind of bizarre, but it's almost like he's like the ruler up here, and then he has his little people down here. And when I saw him, and then I saw these little things coming out and attaching to him, it's almost like those are like his little soldiers, or they literally just it's like they came up out of the ground and they just, attached to him, and he became more powerful, stronger. Yeah, this would not be easy to get rid of. This would not be an easy thing. I feel like maybe it's because there's so much that's gone on here. There's a huge difference, let me tell you. So right over there is a trail, and that's where I was, and we climbed up the hill to the cemetery. And when I was down on that trail, I felt like hundreds of people watching me, right? And now I kind of can tell that these hundreds of spirits that are watching me are being kept down by this thing. And it's really sad. And it's something that would take a lot of effort and a lot of energy and get rid of this thing. It's not something that would be, oh, let me sage the area, do a blessing. It's not like that. Think about it. So this entire cemetery, if you pan around, this cemetery is pretty big, right? And there's not a lot of headstones that stick up. There's 2. The rest of them are flat on the ground, and you can't see what they say. And there's tons of people buried here. when we first walked up that hill, there were no headstones over there, but there were people buried there. I could feel it. I could feel them in my feet. I could tell. But we're talking about not just the cemetery. We're talking about all the wooded area around, all across the street, all down through there. I mean, we're talking a huge space, which that wouldn't be easy to get rid of this thing. Yeah, it's kind of making me really uncomfortable. I know this is short, but it's really kind of getting to me. Like it's making a lot of threats, and I can't even tell you what it's saying. It goes off cursing and screaming and yelling, and then it's talking in some language, for lack of a better word. It's making these noises, and it's like it's talking or something, but I don't know. Okay, guys, sorry that was short. Like I said, our batteries died. But yeah, thanks for stopping back by my YouTube channel. Take care. Bye.